Hello everybody, I just wanted to give you a quick reminder to please like and subscribe, and please follow my Twitch at TheorySSJ for live Japanese lessons. I hope you enjoy, and please leave any comments down below if you have any advice. Thanks. Peace. So today we're looking at food, right? So these are going to be our kanji that we're going to look at today for food. So not too many, okay? Not too many. So our first two, gome. Okay, and we have cha. Gome is for rice, but like a grain of rice. If we're talking about rice, that when you're eating a bowl of rice, we talk about the word gohan, okay? So if any of you watch Dragon Ball, Gohan, that's where his name comes from, all right? But, okay, so when we talk about gohan, we're talking about a grain of rice, okay? And when we talk about cha, we are talking about tea. So for example, in Japanese, ocha is the word for tea, okay? Maybe some of you have heard of matcha green tea. It's a very famous Japanese tea, okay? So this is our kanji for tea and for rice, for grain of rice, okay? So let's erase here. Okay, let's erase. So here you might see that we have something here that says 6 kaku, okay, 6 kaku and 9 kaku. So 6 in Japanese would be roku kaku and kyu kaku, 9, okay? Kaku essentially implies our stroke order, okay? Our number of strokes, and our stroke order, okay? Our number of strokes and our stroke order. So for gome, we have 6 strokes, okay? In Japanese, this is how we count for 6 strokes, okay? And here you will see our order of our strokes, okay? Our order. So we have a writing order when we write kanji, okay? When we write kanji, we have a writing order. So 6 strokes in a very particular order. So let me zoom in a bit here. So please forgive my messy handwriting on my computer. But essentially, we want to do our two little lines on the top for our hat. And then Japanese usually goes left to right, then up and down. And this isn't a rule that is applied to every single kanji, but for the most part, left to right, up and down. And if you have your small strokes, those are often first or last, okay? It really depends. A lot of it is just trying to remember the kanji. As you get more familiar with your different strokes and your different kanji, that becomes more ingrained in your memory, okay? So our 2 small strokes, our big stroke across, then we want to cross our T, okay? This can be a bit unnatural sometimes, especially for English speakers, because I often find, in English, we first draw a line down and then we cross our T's, right? We always cross our T's, dot our I's, right? So doing our cross and then our vertical can be a bit confusing, okay? And then what we want to do is we want to give our little boy wings, okay? We want to give our little boy wings. This can be a bit unnatural. So let's do a couple more for practice. So let's scroll down. Okay, so remember our second letter that we are going to be looking at now is cha, okay, cha. Cha is our kanji for tea, okay? As I was mentioning earlier, ocha, the Japanese word for tea. We have kocha, which is the Japanese word for black tea, and probably the most famous, which is matcha, okay? Matcha, which is a famous Japanese green tea. I am currently living in Kyoto in Japan, and Kyoto is quite famous for matcha. If any of you have been, or if any of you ever come, or just for your information, Kyoto is very famous for matcha. There are lots of matcha products. Matcha ice cream in summer is really delicious. Matcha mochi, which I know a lot of people rave about. And also various fusions of matcha flavoring. So you have like lemon matcha, orange matcha, okay? You have various teas mixed together, other flavors. Okay, I'm not a matcha expert, but this is my understanding. And the first time I came to Kyoto was maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, with an old girlfriend. And, we were tourists at the time, so we traveled around, and there were we went to many different matcha shops and tried many different matcha products. So if you ever come to Kyoto, especially, you will find many different matcha products. Okay. So let's have a look at our next kanji, tea. Okay. So remember our first one, gome, 6 kaku, 6 kaku, 6 strokes. Okay. Now we are on 9 kaku, 9 strokes. Okay, 9 strokes. So let's give this a practice. So I mentioned that we usually go from left to right. Now this is true. We often go up, down, okay? Left to right and up, down. So we start at the top of our letter and we work our way down our letter, okay? So, across. And then we always do our intersections, okay? So I know it's a lot to remember, but just slowly you build this up, okay? So up, intersection, okay. So we've got the top of our kanji. We've got our hat. Then what we want to do, we want to get our arrow shape. Okay, our arrow shape, great. Now remember, the same with gome. We go horizontal, then vertical. Left to right, then up and down. Okay, it's the opposite of an English T. And then cross, okay? And then last but not least, our little lines at the bottom. Okay,